Well, hey there, gang. Rotation is right around the corner, and we have almost completed our journey around the 2 color combinations in the color pie. Now, if you have no idea what that means, there's only one way to find out. Let's play some head games. Friends, opponents, folks still looking for that last undiscovered country, welcome to Head Games Arena. My name is Jetterex. Today we are playing our last 2 color combination in the color pie, and that is Boros. So, full disclosure, not a color combination that I play very much at all, and I tried several different deck types before I found one that was fun enough for me to really get enthusiastic about. So, this is Boros Discover Angelfire. So it plays with a lot of creatures that have the ability to discover, which for the uninitiated says exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a non-land card with mana value X or less. That's the discover number. You may cast it without paying its mana cost or put it into your hand. So the trick is to play with a bunch of cards with high mana values on their front end, on their face. And a great example of this is things like Combat Thresher. So you can see that it costs 7 in its mana value area, but you can play it for 3 as a smaller version of itself. So when Discover looks at this card, all of the Discover cards miss this card. They don't see it. And the whole point is to have cards like Etali's Favor find every other copy of Etali's Favor and eventually get to Angelfire Ignition. So we get a creature on board, we slap a Discover card into play, get the Etali's Favors out of our decks, get the Angelfire Ignition onto a creature, create a giant Vigilant, Trample, Lifelink, Indestructible, Haste threat that can usually close out the game in about 2 hits. So you will see that this deck goes from having practically no board presence to winning very quickly when it is successful and when it does win. To round out the deck, we've got lots of the virtues, 2 of the red ones, 4 of the white ones. The white ones make creature tokens, which is very valuable for the deck. The red ones is a removal spell that can also be a card draw engine. We don't see that happen a whole lot. In the 5-drop, we've got one of our elephant friend, Quintorius Khand, who also discovers. We've also got 1 copy of Elish Norn, the Mother of Machines, to double our Enter the Battlefield effect. In the big casting cost area, we've got Steel Seraphs, Combat Threshers, which is maybe the best target for the Etali's Favor and the Angelfire Ignition, and then a couple copies of Vanquish a Horde to clean up decks that are playing multiple creatures. So this is Discover Angelfire. I will warn you, the deck is a little bit slow and really super janky, but we had some fun games with it today. Let's take it over onto the ladder and see how we do. Silencia. You're missing an eye, but you're trying to tell me to shut up, and I don't appreciate it. We are on the draw. I love Combat Thresher. It is, I think, the glue that holds this deck together. This is a very slow start. I'm going to keep it, but I'm a little worried we're going to get run over. So let's see. Our opponent's on that Boros life as well, but they're probably playing the Boros deck that we deliberately avoided. Let's find out. Jeskai. We were incorrect. We will play a mountain and say go. So we've got Twin Shot Sniper. Our opponent's playing Network Terminal. No idea what they're doing. 1 mana showing. Okay, so we'll get the Sundown Pass, and we will play Combat Thresher. Cool. So seeing this 3-color combination from our opponent tells me probably playing against some kind of control deck. So we have to be very careful about what we do. If I run this Steel Seraph into a counterspell at this point, it feels very bad. If I try to Angelfire Ignition, they probably just kill the creature. So I think we just attack. And then we're going to try a second combat, second strike. Okay, we're going to try a second Combat Thresher. Our opponent lets it go. High likelihood at this point that we're looking at a board wipe from our opponent. Mind Splice Apparatus. I know how to say that. Who said I don't? Okay, so they are showing 1, 2, 3, 4 mana. Mind Splice Apparatus affects only instants and sorceries. Okay. Can I do something different with 5 mana? If I play the Inspiring Vantage, it means I get Carnosaur next turn. So we're getting board wiped. So I think we go ahead and go for it. What are we doing? Are we destroying the creature for maximum? Angelfire Ignition on the one that's already... There it is. Whew. Control is easily our worst matchup because really all they do is... Look at that. All they do is kill creatures and board wipe. So it is very hard for us to not get just absolutely mauled by a control deck. So now the question is, do they deploy one of their board wipes? They play a Collector's Vault. They've still got a lot of mana showing. It may not look like it, but they 100% do. We're going to run out the Carnosaur. They've got a counter for it. Okay. Luckily, they haven't drawn any mass card draw spells yet, but that's all it's going to take for them to pull ahead. That's not a mass card draw spell, but our opponent's doing cool stuff. No question. I have never seen this combination of cards before, so... They are looking at a lot of cards. Okay. Favor again. Yep. That's right. Okay. Play our land. Play Steel Seraph. Say go. Our opponent looking at, by my count, 37,000 cards. It's a lot. It's a lot. They're doing something now, looking at their graveyard. Witness the future. There's the card draw. So we're going to play it out for y'all's benefit, but this game is probably over. I think I can get away with lifelink here. So what they're going to do is they're eventually going to cast... They already put it back into their deck, but there is a spell that is both a board wipe and it generates a whole bunch of creatures that have poison counters, that give poison counters. And we are going to lose to those creatures. So we're going to play the Combat Thresher. Our Vanquish the Horde is completely useless against... Well, is it? Is it completely useless against this deck? Maybe not. There's White Sun's Twilight. Another Collector's Vault. We're going to try to vanquish the Horde. I have a feeling this is just going to die, but we have no good reason not to keep putting pressure on our opponent. Half of their deck yet to look at. You just see how many more cards they're drawing than we are. Like, at this point, it feels almost impossible for us to not just lose. Second Mind Splice. So every turn the Mind Splices make their spells cheaper, they're drawing more cards. Sure. Oh, they've got a Field of Ruin too. Excellent. We're going to cast Virtue of Courage. And they're going to counterspell it. Okay. We can't have nice things. Nothing at all. Excellent. They take our other man land. Yep. Okay, so they have taken both of our... This is interesting. Well, this allows us to create creatures on the end step and they can't counter it. So there is a world in which I can cast this. Yeah, I'm just going to pass. Yep. So we can actually activate, so we can channel Sekensen and make 2 creatures and activate these clues and draw 2 cards. So we're just going to let our opponent continue to play out their deck, wait to see, you know, what they can possibly do. Again, I don't really feel strongly that there's a hope that we win other than them decking themselves, but I also am pretty sure that that's not going to happen. I'm curious to see it. I'm curious to see if they can beat us. I want to make them have it. Yep. Witness the Future, shuffling stuff back in. Spells you control can't be countered. It's neat. I should probably be playing this spell, as a matter of fact. I should probably play, but I don't know if I have any copies of it, to be honest. We're going to activate Sekensen. Draw a card. Draw a card. $19 cards left in our opponent's deck. 4 damage in our hand. So they didn't activate the Bivouac. That's very curious. Not really sure what to make of that. Because they've got things they can do. So I'm at least a little confused as to why they didn't do anything. They have all the mana in the world, 3 cards in their hand. There's no reason not to activate that and block one of my guys. Yeah. So do I play the Combat Thresher? No. I'm just, you know what? 2 spirit tokens for the win. You got it. Mill some more stuff to take my lands. Sorry, I'm having animal trouble. I left the door open today, and now all of the pets are making it their business to come in and watch me have a hard time with this control deck. Sure, your spells are even more cheaper. There's your treasure map, sure. So if they activate my bivouacs, I can kill them. I can kill the bivouacs. So I'm not actually worried about them. So you're digging for the best card left in your library. 15 cards left. What is it? Silver Scrutiny draws you 7 cards. I mean, they're looking for the other... They're looking for the other White Sun Zenith. Zenith? That's not right. Twilight? Twilight. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's just game. So, one of my Vanquish the Hordes is in there. Okay. Okay. Go ahead. Another White Sun Zenith. Even less hope of our victory. Virtue of Loyalty, make a knight. Destroy our knight. Okay, Battlefield Forge. I mean, we're going to play to our out. So this is the grueling part about playing against control decks. Sure. Four cards left. Three cards left. Well, I could only make them draw cards, but we can't. So we're going to block one of their guys and take 8 poison counters. So it doesn't matter what our life total is at. We take 10 poison counters and we die. So we are 1 attack away from dying at this point. Our opponent cannot draw 4 cards or they lose. So they're probably not going to draw 4 cards. So unless they make a terrible mistake... They're sifting through their graveyard, which means I think they have another Witness the Future. There it is. Okay. Again, we're going to play it out. Non-zero chance I draw. Oh, there's Dissipate. So even if I draw Vanquish the Horde, it doesn't matter. Yep. Good game. Rod, hey, we're playing with the elephant in our deck. You can't use that. I wonder if it's Rod Stewart. Does anybody remember Rod Stewart? That's how old I am. Okay. As you will find me saying several times today, it's probably a slow hand, but we're going to go ahead and keep it. Black. Okay. Reckoner Raid. Low-end black deck. That's not necessarily bad, especially because if they play a bunch of creatures, Vanquish the Horde is gonna surprise them. Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition, which of course I mean nobody expects Vanquish the Horde. Feeling good. Okay, now we have a twin shot sniper and a Virtue of Loyalty, so we can just say go, see what our opponent's up to. Flipping the Reckoner Raid. Yep, you can do all those things. So if they play Gix, Hopeless Nightmare, okay. What are we discarding? Mother of Machines seems very good against this deck, but they're going to run out of steam here in a minute. So this card feels like it's not doing much. I'm going to pitch Mom. The more I play this deck, the more I'm like, the Mom is just too cute. It's not really doing what I need it to. We're going to try to surprise them with this Knight. They can pump the Evolved Sleeper and trade, but I'm okay with that. Yep. Okay, so now we've got lots of options. We're just going to say go for now. Second Reckoner Raid from our opponent. Now we've got 2 of those on the board. I'm going to get rid of this with Trumpeting Carnosaur because on my turn I can play the land and play the Twin Shot Sniper. Razor, Lass, Transmogrant. Okay, so Twin Shot Sniper, full cost. Take out the Nezumi Road Captain. We're not going to block that because we want our creature to stay alive. Another Transmogrant, can't block. Okay, so assuming that our opponent doesn't have an instant speed removal, they don't seem to. They don't seem to. This is where we get to see the deck go well if I don't hit Angelfire too quickly. So Etali's Favor on Twin Shot. Discover again. Angelfire on Geological Appraiser makes it hasty. Now I can swing with both. Geological Appraiser stays back, gains me 5 life. Okay. Stable? Especially considering I have another Angelfire in hand. And a Vanquish the Horde if I need it. Our opponent says no. The deck can win. Dimatis. Die, Matis. Dim. I'm going to call you Dim. All right, Dim, what are we doing? All right. So I love seeing all these virtues. It means while they are super expensive cards, we have a lot of things to do in the early game. So we can make 2/2 Vigilant Knights, but I really actually think that Virtue of Loyalty is great because it makes the Knight and then possibly catches the Etali's Favor. So we're going to keep this. We also have Virtue of Courage to potentially kill an early threat. Our opponent is playing white-blue, which indicates they may be playing Control. There are other white-blue decks, but let's see what else we got. Prairie Dog. Prairie Dog, at the beginning of your end step, if you haven't cast a spell from your hand this turn, it gets bigger. So, I think we have to kill that. I may be being extra here, but destroy the early threat is the way that I like to play. Third land is amazing. We are going to play Combat Thresher to see if we can resolve a double strike creature. Oop, counterspell incoming. It's fine. Okay, so now our opponent passes on their turn. We are going to do the same. We have 2 attempts at Virtue on their turn. Errant and Giada. Man, we're seeing the spiciest decks today. I'm so happy. Should I kill that? Like so that they don't get any value out of it? I think I have to. This feels bad. I want to do my stuff, but stopping my opponent from moving their game plan forward feels important. Do we just main phase the Appraiser? I'm going to go for it. Okay. Sure. You want to trade creatures while we're at it? Yeah. I'm good with this. From here, we pass. Our opponent's still at only 3 mana. Flanker. What does it do? Gains life and scries at this point? Yeah, that's fine. We are okay with that. So our opponent's on this very interesting flash deck plan. So I think killing that Errant Giada was a very good choice, because I just really don't think that I don't think we could deal with the value that was going to come as a result of it. We're gonna let this 3 go through. Actually, I'm not intending to block, so I will wait until their end step to play the Virtues. Ardenvale Fealty. How do you feel about this? Ardenvale Fealty. I have a lot of very interesting choices now, because I could very easily just try to slam Virtue and see if I can draw out another counter. I think that's the safe play. They're just going to counter that with 3 steps. They're down to 2 cards in hand. They're taking 4 from the Knights. What do you got? What do you got that costs 1? You got a March? There it is. You're still taking 2. 2 cards in hand. No blocks. Tough. I needed another untapped land so I could try to get 2 of these Etali's Favors, or so that I could play Etali's Favor and then also play a Steel Seraph. So I could try Virtue again. Tough. So what's the worst that happens? I try to play Etali's Favor, they kill my creature in response. I'm not going to block with Steel Seraph anyway. Let's go for it. All the answers? Every time? Now do you want to destroy it? Why would you let the first one go off? I'm at least a little confused by that. They've got some kind of flash creature. Okay. Back up to 19. Feeling real good about our choices. They've got Virtue. You got it. Okay, so now I can go Steel Seraph. I may be able to win. It depends on what happens here. Yep, Favor. Opponent scoops it up. Eva, that's not what that says. Eva V. All right. This hand doesn't do anything. We have to mulligan this hand. I have nothing that I can cast. Virtue's better. 3 lands, so I have Combat Thresher is better. I really don't want to tuck our Elephant Friend, but I mean, I'm mulliganing. I have to put away a card, and it's the best choice. All right, lead on a mountain, make them sweat a little bit. Are we on that mono red plan? Rona is very interesting. We will play our planes and say go. I have not seen the Rona combo deck in a minute, so... Relic of Legends, piece number 2. Didn't do the draw ditch. I mean, that's fine. Okay, Sundown Passage, Combat Thresher. I mean, they can probably kill it. I don't remember what removal suite that deck plays with, but... It's got a cut down, which it looks like it does. Hey, there it is. Look, it's like I'm psychic. Aklazot's pitched. So, I mean, they have another one in hand, or that they just don't feel like that's an important card to have right now. Now they're doing it. It's when legendary? Oh, cast a legendary. I thought it was historic. Okay. Ratadrabic. I have a Ratadrabic commander deck, by the way. I love this card. It's sticking around too. We still get this for another cycle in standard. Okay. Very unhappy with where we are right now. Okay, so I can kill Elas, but Ratadrabic makes another one. So that really doesn't do any good for me at all. So we're playing Steel Seraph. And we're playing the Inspiring Vantage. And we're going to hope next turn is better than this one. Roll the dice. They do have mana available because Relic of the Legends allows them to tap their creatures. Look at that. Whew. Just exactly the right cards. It's always amazing when you see a deck, you know, they only have 2 cards left in their hand, but they are completely destroying our game plan. I don't understand why you wouldn't get in with both. I mean, the opportunity cost on Ratadrabic, that's why. I see. Okay. We cannot deal with Aclazotz. Now we can. I can't believe we drew the one card that allows us. Now, again, the problem is Ratadrabic actually doesn't allow us to do that. So we probably have to use a Gancho on Ratadrabic. Whew. We're in trouble, gang. I mean, so if they're wise here, they don't attack with Ratadrabic. They just attack with Aclazotz and perhaps Elasil Core. It would be very unwise of them to attack with Ratadrabic, because I need to get rid of Ratadrabic in order to get rid of anything else, because otherwise... Alright, what are we doing? Okay. What are we pitching? This, probably, right? Targeting Ratadrabic with a Ganjo. Boy, that's tricky. I mean, it's not like they did it on purpose. I just forgot that channeling a Ganjo was going to make them a bat. Do you have a way to stop this? Because if you do, that's amazing. If you do, that's... Does that stop an activated ability? Amazing. Wow. Every answer. Last card in their hand. Yep. So this janky pile of legends just completely stopped us from playing anything at all. We are going to let them win. That's it. You got me. You got us. Go ahead. Maybe don't take a long time. Did I psych you out just by passing? Defeat. Yuyuka. They got quite a cowboy hat. On the play. Okay. Interaction. The creature that we want to get our stuff onto. It also replaces itself, so I feel like it's just a good, you know, a good mid-rangey thing to be doing. This is fine. We draw a single Discover card, and we are, as they say, off to the races. Okay. Boulder and Epicure, probably the Boros deck that we are trying not to play. So we will play a mountain and pass. We have several very good options here. So looking like actually just mono red. If they swing with the Epicure, we get to surprise them with the Knight, which is really pretty great. Now we have choices, because I can leave up Virtue, but there are things that they can possibly do that are going to get around it. I think I'm going to try to kill the Slick Shot. That is a Slick Shot, right? Okay. I'm going to try to kill the Slick Shot. We're going to put this in tapped so that we have more options next turn. We'll get in for 2 and hope our opponent doesn't play around the toughness of Slick Shot. That's Kamano. Deals 1 damage to everybody. What's your second play? Second Kamano. I am here for it. That kills Slick Shot. They are getting a very big creature next turn, so we play Combat Thresher before we play our land in case we draw another tap land. Beautiful. So what this does is this is going to get us the Angelfire. So we can let through as much damage as they've got. If they don't kill the double striking creature, they are in trouble. All right. They were smart enough to leave mana up, which means we can't Etali's favor the Combat Thresher. So instead, we're going to play this Bivouac tapped. I can't play the Etali's favor into open mana. It's bad juju. I probably shouldn't have done that either, because I could just wait for, because both of those Kamanos are going to flip this next turn. They have a removal spell. See, this is why I didn't do that, because Etali's favor just would have fizzled. All the etchings. Here's a Phoenix chick. So I think I block. So what do I need? I have 5 mana, so I can cast Vanquish for 3. I'm interested to see what they do here, because they probably rescue an etching. So let's block the Epicure and one of the etchings and see what they do. Just trying to keep my life total up. Okay, Inspiring Vantage. Wipe the board. Two damage to my face. Why not hold that for when you have a prowess threat? Here's Felden. Okay, so here's the beauty. Ready? The beauty is that I get to cast Combat Thresher and Etali's favor, and I'm going to gain a whole bunch of life. Okay? I have 6 mana, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Combat Thresher. Don't draw Angelfire. That's fine. Etali's favor. Angelfire Ignition. How do you feel about a 4/4 keyword soup? 8-point life swing. I don't think it's possible for them to catch up. All right. Okay, so do I just play Mom? I don't think they can get through this. Just don't. Sure. We do not block. Well, why not swing with Felden? I don't understand that. Angelfire on Mom. And that's it. I love beating red with this deck. David, 91. Listen, Dave, we gotta talk. I'm on the play. I'm trying to make some YouTube content. Maybe sandbag it a little. Just let me have some fun. I don't know. I know you can hear me. This has playable cards in it. I think it's okay. It's not the combo, but we can get somewhere. Let's do it. Perfect mana. Hopefully we draw some more. Rubble Belt Maverick. Somebody's playing Insidious Roots. We haven't seen this deck in a minute either. Man, thank you to the Arena community for bringing out the jank today. This is exactly what we wanted. Okay, we'll play our second land. Try to stop being so snarky. What are we doing? Swamp? Insidious Roots? Okay, Hard Bristle Bandit. Alright, our opponent is on some kind of interesting plan. Do they attack with Rubble Belt? They do. That gives us what we plan to do. We will block the Rubble Belt. Third land feels very good. Do we just run out Combat Thresher here, or perhaps run out Steel Seraph? Hard Bristle gets them a 4 mana play on their turn. I am probably overthinking this. Okay, here's the thing. I don't actually have a Discover card, so I think the play is probably Steel Seraph. We will give our Knight Flying, so it gets its damage through. Could have given it lifelink because they probably wouldn't have blocked anyway, seeing as it's not a trade for them. Blue, what are they doing? I'm so proud of our community for bringing out the weird stuff today. Take your time. I mean it. Think about those choices. Maybe they're making content. What is that? At the beginning of combat on your turn, Deep Fathom Echo explores. Then you may have it become a copy of another creature you control until end of turn. The card is cool. I think we're going to try to stop committing stuff to the board at this point, especially considering how big that is. We're going to try to keep getting damage in. Well, because the more I commit to the board, the more that Vanquish the Horde kills. Now, that being said, if I do draw another land... Yeah, you know what? Let's keep committing to the board. Let's draw some more cards and see if we can't just outpace them. We will make our guy flying again. And we will get in for 5. Let's remember our fundamentals, folks. If I have flying creatures and the opponent doesn't, I can probably kill them with flying creatures. Our opponent is on some kind of crime. 6 mana available to our opponent. 6? 5. 5. It's pretty solid. They are playing with some draft chaff, so I'm really kind of feeling like old Dave over here is not playing a top tier deck. Watley's first strike. Surveils too. So our opponent gets in for 6. So what they don't realize is if I draw Etali's Favor or Geological Appraiser, I'm going to do them a whole bunch more damage than they're thinking at this. So if they swing with the 6/5, it's not as good as it seems. Do you have another removal spell? Yeah, you're just making that guy bigger. Okay, so I can block, right? And I don't think it's unreasonable to do so, because I'm just going to blow up this board anyway. Yeah, I don't really feel like taking 8, so pretty good. Okay, so we get in for 2 first. Is our opponent Dave? Dave, are you gonna block? You're gonna block. Good. Oh, you know what just happened? They just made our Vanquish the Horde too expensive. We weren't really paying attention. Okay, so that I'm not. Oh wait. Oh, do the second point of damage, and we're going to deploy Twin Shot Sniper and take out the Hard Bristle Bandit. Now our opponent has a 7/7. Root Rider Fawn, River Herald. Alright, so our opponent's just running everything out. It's becoming a copy of something, or it's not. Oh, Vigilant. Nice. Okay, I think... Do I block and then blow up the board? I think so. Okay, pay attention this time. Yep. Okay. We're just gonna let it loose this time instead of trying to be tricksy first. Honestly, we're like very much on this Vanquish the Horde plan, so okay. Target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, draw a card. Okay. I have to get to Vanquish the Horde, so I think I throw 2 damage at your face. Hope that you play some more creatures. Yeah. We're taking this damage. Why you didn't put the counter on first? You're gonna put it on Beanstalk? Solid. I really, 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 really needed that to be a land. But Etali favor's fine, so... Let's hit a few of them. Going for the money. Here we go. All 4. That's amazing. Full send. Full send. Oh my gosh. Gets a desert. What can we do? All right, remember, Virtue can go to their face. Twin Shot Sniper can go to their face. I forget all the time about direct damage. All right, gang. How did we do? So, again, Boros, not my favorite color combination. We played against just the jankiest of the jank today, which I love. I love that the community brought out some very, very interesting decks that we don't see often. I gotta be honest, like they felt like they were they were helping us out in giving us something that we could actually play against. So we ended up with a winning record, 6 games, 4-2. I do not think that is a good sample. I don't think that this deck is particularly competitive. Let me be clearer. I don't think this deck is competitive at all. It's too expensive, too slow for the meta as it is. But boy, it's fun when it works. I love watching all the cards in my deck roll over until I find the thing that I am looking for. I slammed this deck together pretty quickly out of the stuff I had sitting around. There's probably some better choices, but ultimately, if you're playing Boros and you don't want to do the traditional Boros things, equipment, or even Boros Convoke, which is a very strong and very popular deck, you want to do something janky, come over here and check out Boros Discover. Good news, a lot of these cards are staying in after rotation. What we notably lose is Vanquish the Horde, Twin Shot Sniper, and Angelfire Ignition. Angelfire Ignition being the card that we're ultimately trying to get with Etali's favor really makes the deck maybe not exist after this rotates out. But who knows? Maybe there's a Discover deck that's going to happen once we get the beautiful tiny critters of Bloomborough. So as always, thank you very much for watching. You want to support the channel, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button. Leave some comments. Let me know what you want to play when Bloomborough comes out. I appreciate you watching all the way to the end. If you did, I like you very much. Thanks very much. Again, I'm JetterX for Head Games Arena. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we'll see each other real soon.